So, here he stands, our onion man, off about his journey, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Right after the change of plans. God damn, if I had structured that better, it would have rhymed. But on we go. Now he's past the change of plans and is searching for his mentor. So he goes to the wisest person he knows, the head of his local library. He sees him, he goes in, and, your man, librarian, he's crying. There's tears running down his face, he's sniffling. You know how crying works with humans. And Onion Man, ever the compassionate soul, says, "Oh, why are you blue?" And the librarian says, "Well, you should listen to the podcast because there's an interesting dissection of race and perspectives in media. So it's a lot easier just to reference that than to have a full-on dialogue here." And Onion Man said, "Oh, yeah, that's understandable. I mean, pointing out an issue is a means of resolving it. That's what's that called? Lampshading. Lampshading, yeah. But I was more asking, why you're sad. Blue isn't sad, because it'd be awkward if I were to question you about a quality that is inherent and uncontrollable by you, if you know what I mean." The librarian took a second and said, Right. They're slashing the budget for the library. Oh no, it's awful. Is there anything I can do? No, not really. Anyways, how can I help you? Right. Nanyman said, "Well, a potato screamed at me, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on there." And the librarian said, "Oh, well, there's plenty of resources. We have computers, which, are available in a fairly rural area. Tons of books. I can, search up books on..." Did you say a potato screamed at you? Onion kind of paused, knowing this is an odd situation, but there was nowhere else he could turn to. And he said, "Yeah, what do you think?" And the librarian sort of looked at him and was like, what'd you do with the potato?" I just kind of dropped it." You dropped it? Oh. Well, sorry, it's fine. I mean, there's probably a book on, onions somewhere around here. So, help yourself. So Onion Man went and searched up on the library computer, support your local library, about onions. And he found one. He found one that detailed through the, spoopy woods on the edge of town. There may be a colony of onion people. And he returned to the librarian and he said, "Well, it seems like there may be people like me, but why do they have to be through, scary woods?" And the librarian said, "Well, because it's better for, character development and plot and all that." And Onion Man replied, it really makes me uncomfortable how meta your dialogue is. I really wish you just kind of wouldn't. And so he left and returned to the same setting in which he beginning his journey. Now, if we're going one for one off the hero's journey, we'd be behind schedule because here he is about to actually cross into the spoopy woods. But, you know, it's fine because, yeah, the main part of storytelling is that you augment it to your person's style. And since most of this is filled up with meta commentary, Threshold Cross was actually investigating and questioning his life. And now he is entering his special world, entering into the subconscious, the unknown. And oh boy, that's spoopy, I hope. Because I'm going to record this and then draw it. And he's walking along in the spoopy woods, which is the official name of this part of town, the spoopy woods. Because it's not that they're cursed or there's any legend to it, it's just that, there's nothing in there for villagers to get. If they need trees, they just get some from the furthermost parts, and they just don't bother because it's damp in there. So he's walking along and he comes across this bullfrog sitting on a log, and the frog says, "If you there dare to pass, first my questions I must ask. A riddle you must answer quick, lest you be sucked into the swampish slick. So if you're brave, you'll heed my call, or turn back fast if ye be small." And Onion Man felt shivers make their way down his spine. The frog stared at him into his soul with such intensity, he could feel a fire burning in from his retinas down deep, deep into his gut. And it struck him. Well, actually, he wouldn't, be aware of the whole truth and lie thing, and the fact that the obstacles are presented for him to overcome as he overcomes the lie, which, okay, on broad terms, superficially, it'd be the fact that him realizing he is an onion, but more specifically, is the fact that he's realized that he's not just like everyone else. And everyone else would have to deal with this annoying fucking bullfrog. But he's not like everyone else. So he just sort of, steps over the log and keeps going. And as he made his way deeper into the woods, further in, towards the back end of the cave, he saw a light filtering through the trees, catching on the dust kicked up by his boot steps, which I'm too lazy to draw. And he found himself in a clearing, among tents, and these people came close to him. Specifically, one old man, because drawing lots of people with a mouse. I'm still waiting on my drawing pad. But that sounds like a lot of effort. So just one old, elderly, wise man came up to him and said, "I must tell you a secret. You are different." And Onion Man said, no shit, but here I'm still different? And the old man replied, maybe. It's not made very clear. It doesn't really matter. But that's what I want you to keep in your mind and keep at heart. You're different. And you've been done well being different. I can see it in you. So keep that in mind. It will come in handy for the future. And that's a very low-key atonement with the Father of being given this power, like, you know, being told you can ride the fucking sun chariot or whatever. And the Onion Man will have to grapple with that responsibility. But first, the meeting with the goddess. Because the old man leads them to an ornate tent, slightly off screen. And within is a woman waiting there for him, like she knew. And she says, Onion? Because remember, Onion's his first name and Man is his last name. But she says, Onion, you've come here seeking answers, trying to find out who you are, whether you're one of us, how you should act, how you should react to this. But you need to know. Yes, you are different. But have you ever met someone who isn't different? Everyone's different. There's no being, no creature, no object, nothing in this universe which is not different. This is the beauty of life. And the most beautiful thing is your awareness. You know this. And you can continue on. So, heed our warning. Understand and respect that you are different. And Oniman says, wow, this feels kind of rushed. Like really rushed. Because, the meeting of the goddess takes place halfway in. But I want to give myself time. But Onion Man doesn't know this. Onion Man doesn't know that I'm fucking with the pacing because I think explaining things is more important. But he can tell that the adventure felt kind of lax. Like he just sort of went through the forest. Because, well, I wasn't wanting him to, learn or grow anything. Just be an example. He's a nice little example. Look at him. Fantastic. Well, and the woman says, well, Onion, you're not done yet. Do you remember how you got past the bullfrog? You're not like any ordinary man. You're an onion. But, just as well, you're not like any ordinary onion. There is more to do, more to grow. And Oniman says, well, shit, that sounds fucking tiring. But okay, let's do this. And that's roundabouts the end of part 2, which is the about the midpoint. Because the Act 2 is 50% of the story, so I will be splitting that up into parts 2 and 3. So, if you enjoyed that, and you want to see what happens not just later in this story, but what happens in all the other stories I cook up, and the drawings are possibly going to improve, because I've got a drawing pad on the way, and the audio too, because I've got a mic on the way. So, if you want to support me continuing to tell stories, then go to onlyfans.com/itsjustmoxie. I'm recording this on the 19th, so the launch day is the 3rd of June, So sign up then.